the four workings of a thing, you will only really know three things. You would have to be the fourth thing. You would have to do the work in the third world to make the world that you live in manifest the ideation of what you want your God to offer you in the form of need. So, you ever seen people transform religiously or transform in the realm of religion? I've seen this before. You see somebody come in the game, a Christian, and then they'll change and turn into Muslim. Each time you see new modifications because they access whatever the God required for them to manifest what they required. I'm using these terms because this is all we actually got. So the part of what Crowley is talking about, the word that you can't say, Yahweh, your body says Yahweh. Your body says the tetragrammaton right now. Go get you a stethoscope and act like a doctor and put this sucker on your chest. And your heart is in four chambers. Your heart has four chambers like the tetragrammaton, and your heart is always saying the name of God. Yahuwah, 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 Yahuwah. So of course you can't pronounce the name of God because it's inside of the sanctum of pronouncing itself. It don't need you to pronounce it. You know, and it's interesting, and I'm very glad that we have the Crowleys and the others and people who were chasing down the scraps left in the 15th century, 14th century, left in the Iberian Peninsula, left with expulsion. What happens is you send people back to their lands. They expelled many people with these mystical narratives that they developed in the first place we ever seen a democracy, a spiritual democracy at that, was in Spain from 711 to 1492. We had religions occupying the same room, even getting money together, like this sharing in each other's mystery systems. When you go back to people, when you say France, when you say a religion, people think ethnic or they start looking at skin color. They don't go into traditions. You know a people by their traditions. You feel me? So when you go and see the same people practicing the same religion in the Middle East, but they practice the same religion in Ethiopia, you see they practice the same religion, but there are little few modifications. The same people might be practicing the same religion in Poland. They doing the same thing, but their environment inculcates that they must do it according to these precepts that are available, that are made available around them. If humans understand that the purpose of humanity, and one of the brilliant parts of you having a mind and a brain is that you are here to find similarities more than you find differences. You automatically can find differences. The fear mechanisms encoded in your primal self can find various anomalies regarding shit that's not supposed to be there. You don't just wake up and there's tarantulas and shit in your face. You heard? If you don't live in in the jungle somewhere or a tropical forest, you feel me? But immediately you know the difference. But now when you talking about human behavior and that one entity that we all know exists, which is need, we call need by different names according to our syntax of needing to express what God is. So I remember Reverend Valentine taught us a long time ago. He said they have gods in other cultures. They got a god called Ukalukalu. I think it's among the our Hawaiian brothers and sisters. A god named Ukalukalu, either there or Australia. And you go, why such an advanced and significant name? He said it's because the people will call deity based off of the sounds that they hear in nature. So you begin to call deity all of these terms based off of how it sounds. Like the brother Ra Omar years ago on a KTL episode told the world why Tahuti's name is Tahuti. It's because that's the sound that the ibis birds make when they hit their beaks during the mating time. It goes tut 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 like that. So then, right now in LA, they got an immersive experience called the King Tut experience, right? And I was like, wow, this is interesting. How over time we have become infatuated with death that people are going out of their way to see images of King Tut, who was assassinated as a child. He had a hole in his head. His image and visage was never meant to ever be seen by the living. That was his suit for his ancestral return back home. So now it's cool to look at all of the things that I formerly had hidden that were going to the things that I call death. So now you can go look this up. There is a literal curse on his tomb. Once they unearthed his tomb, everybody involved with that just started disappearing and falling out like flies, bro. You heard? So it shows you that there's a spiritual technology invested in our art. And if you use our art inappropriately, there's repercussions for such.